still loading up Photoshop. This is why we want to make sure that all the computers are logged off before you leave, because it causes an inconvenience for the next person. Okay? The chargers, seriously? Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Can you believe that, Caesar? The chargers. She's wearing the Chargers uniform. That's okay. I expect them to be in the playoffs this year. This year. All right, so anyways, I expect the Aztecs to be in the CIF playoffs this year. So, all right. So I'm going to introduce you again. We've tried the. Let me see. Hopefully we're recording. Yes, we are. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about the gradient tool. So let's go ahead and start off by creating a canvas. File new. Let's do 2000 by 2000 right there. Okay, 2000 by 2000. That's 72. All right, and just go ahead and create 2000 by 2000. For those of you who are kind of behind a little bit, no worries. We'll catch you up. It's not. I'm going to go a little slower. All righty. All right, and you should have this little square here. Okay, so today, by the way, is the 19th. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so the gradient tool is this guy right here. If you look at your paint bucket tool, okay, you've got the gradient tool right over here. Okay, so the gradient tool is right there. Once again, go to your paint bucket tool, press and hold, and you should find the gradient tool right over there. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create a new layer. So layer, new layer, layer, new layer. Okay. Layer, new layer, okay. Emmanuel, are you joining us? Emmanuel, are you joining us? Headphones off, please, and pay attention. Okay, let's go. All right, who showed up just now? Gilbert. Okay, Gilbert, as soon as you can, fire Photoshop, please. Alrighty. Okay, so layer, new layer. We got a new layer, and let me show you what I'm talking about here. So first and foremost, you see on the top here, when you click on gradient, you've got this situation here. You got classic gradient and gradient. Let's just keep it at gradient, and you'll notice that there is a drop down menu right here. Okay, and just like the brush tool, you got several different options here, blues. You got things that are already pre-gradiented for you, if there's such a word. All right, but if you notice this guy right here, the very first one, the basic, you've got this color white going onto this color. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, okay, and let me show you what do I have down below. White going onto this, I guess this is lime green. Look up here. Okay, if you click on this drop down right here, if you click on this drop down, got so many drop downs. This drop down right here, you've got the first one is always the background going to the foreground going on to background, foreground going to background. So let's say if you decided to change this right here, okay, so let's choose a different color. So click on the foreground box, and let's say choose red, and the other box, the background box right here, choose blue. Alrighty. And so now you've got red foreground, blue background. But what happens up here? If you click here and then you click on, look at that, in the basics, you've got red going on into blue. Okay? Pretty cool. All right. Let's go ahead and keep it that way for now. We're going to do with the basics, okay? And by the way, this one right here is foreground going on to transparent. There is no background color, and that's important in some ways. But we will go ahead and worry about that in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and create a square, just like this right here. Okay, you'll notice a marching ants right there. So about 2 inch by 2 inch, not perfect square, but it's okay. All right, and of course you're highlighting layer number 1. Give you guys a couple of minutes to catch up. You get there, Achilles? Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is just take the gradient tool, okay, click on the gradient tool. And if you notice on the very top, you got 5 different options over here. So everybody click on the very first one, which is called linear. And linear, obviously, if you look at the icon, it goes straight across, okay? The gradient goes straight across. Where this one is radial, bless you. And this one is called angled, and this is called, what is it called? Diamond. All right, so we will go ahead and click on the gradient first, okay? And all you're going to do is just drag from one end to the box. Even if you start from the outside, only the inside. And you notice how as you go forward, you can basically control and not get this little diamond over here, which kind of gives you an idea of what is going to be more than what, okay? But here's the problem. You notice that it's a different color because I chose what's ever here. I didn't choose the blue and the red, so I'm going to undo everything. I'm going to click on the drop down. I'm going to go to basics, and I'm going to choose this box. That's the foreground to the background. So I'm going to click here. Okay, double click. And now I'm going to go ahead and do it again because that's what I have down here. Way down here. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to drag across. Now you notice how I do it. And of course I can go, look at this. I can actually angle. This is very cool because I've never seen this before. Usually I would just go right across and let go, and then you click on this diamond to see how much more of red as opposed to blue, and you can still go ahead and move it across. This is really interesting. I've discovered something with you guys. So at any rate, so you can do something like this, but either way, this is still linear, okay? And once you're done, you just press return. Okay, well I guess you can't. You just go ahead and click on, I would just click on the marquee tool. The marquee tool right here just kind of makes it settle, okay? All right, any questions? Anybody need me to repeat? Okay, do I need to do this again? I don't mind. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this. Click on the gradient tool. This time, let's go ahead and click on the radial, okay? Looks like it's kind of wanting, oh, never mind. Let's do this, I'm sorry. Layer, new layer, layer, new layer. Okay, let's click a new layer. There we go. And for this layer, let's go ahead and create another marching ants situation. Let's go ahead and create another box. And let's go right ahead and this time click on gradient. Okay, so what we did was, if you look at the history, first thing we did was, okay, we created a new layer, rectangular marquee tool, okay? New layer, then rectangular marquee tool. All right, so let's go over here. We selected the new layer. Now let's go ahead and we got the gradient tool selected. This time we got the radial dude. Okay, selected. All right, now let's see what happens. Ooh, cool. So now we can move. Okay, kind of move this around. This is really interesting how they do that. And by using this little middle part right here, we can actually increase it a little bit. Okay. There we go. Pretty cool. now, everybody good? I mean, please raise your hand if I'm going too fast or if I'm not explaining enough. I see some people are still catching up. If you have questions, please let me know. Okay, people who I have absent are Gloria. Is Adrian here? Yes, you are here. Thank you, Adrian. Okay. Mario's not here. Okay, Aiden, Francisco, and Jeremy. Okay. All right, so just for the heck of it, let's do this, everybody. Go to Layer, New Layer. Okay, now you're creating another layer on top of here. Now, click on Gradient Tool. All right, now watch this. If you click on this guy right here, click on the drop-down menu. Instead of this one right here, actually, let's do this. I'm so sorry. All right, click on this right here, where it goes from red to transparent. However, in order for that to happen, I got to go down here and switch the colors. So I'm going to click on the squiggly line here and make it so the blue is the foreground. Because see what happens now when I do that? You see? Now blue becomes a transparent. Okay. All right. So we switch the colors here. So we got a new foreground color. And then we're going to choose the middle icon right here, which is going from the foreground to the transparent. Foreground to the transparent. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and try to get rid of this thing. Okay. So now we've got the new layer selected. Let's see what happens when I try to put a gradient, a blue circle, filled in circle inside this. See, look at that. So now I can move this. Whoops. I can actually move this a little bit, and I'm trying to move the whole thing. Can't seem to do it. Maybe if I click on the move tool, I don't know. Oh, I can't do it. Let me do it again. Click on the gradient tool. And I guess it would be a good idea. I think what happens if you look at the way mine goes out from the middle on out. You see that? How it does that? And then, of course, I can expand it a little bit more. Not sure why it's not moving. I think, so if you want to move it, you have to click on the middle circle right there. So there it is right there. Then this one, kind of like, oval shape. This is really cool. If you want to get rid of these things, I would imagine, you can just kind of like click on it and delete it. Click on this node here and delete it. But you can also add new nodes. Notice how there's a plus sign there. So I can click here and notice that the blue appears. So it goes from red, blue, okay, and if I want to change the color, I click on the blue circle, and I mean right here, this right here. Give it a different color. Let's go with yellow. Let's see what happens. Ooh, check it out. Pretty cool. Okay, so you got a lot of creativity here, options, and for those of you who have creative minds, probably a whirlwind of stuff is going through your minds right now. Okay, could only imagine the people who, what they're going to think. The people who draw on the right-hand side of the classroom. My goal for this classroom is to have murals and really good artwork here. Love artwork, you know. I just wish I had carpet, but the problem is you guys chew gum and kind of spit it out. But anyways. All right, so that is the circular one, okay? Who just... okay. All right. Okay, so for those of you who just showed up, we are working on the gradient tool. However, I got a video for you to watch, and you can watch it and try to do it, but it won't be ready until later on. So you notice how when I click on layers, I can actually shrink the individual boxes, or I can expand it a little bit. You see that? Which makes it really nice, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and create yet a third box down below, right here, okay? There we go. All right, cool. So we got this one. Now let's click on gradient. Keep in mind of what you have. Now notice what happened over here. There, the last one. We got a nice little rainbow of whatever it is, but we can change it. Now let's go and click on this guy right here. This is called angle. Let's try what this looks like. Oh, I'm so sorry. We got to click. Notice what just happened. When I clicked on angle, look what happened. Everybody try it. When I click on angle, see that? Pretty cool. All right, let's try to repeat that. This time, layer, new layer, layer, new layer. Okay, don't have to call the layer anything. So here we are. So now the marching ants are part of the new layer. We've got blue foreground, red background. We've got angle selected. Now let's go ahead. Oh, and by the way, notice how we got multiple colors. So I got to click on the drop-down menu and select the basic one, okay? So I couldn't select that. If you guys want to try a different color, like maybe white to purple, we got reds. You can choose any one you want here, okay? So you can choose oranges or greens, whatever is to your liking, okay? I am a big blue fan, but I don't see blues. Do I see blues? No. I'm also purple's my favorite color, one of my favorite. Okay, so I'm going to choose this guy right here. Okay, so I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to double click. All right, so notice how the gradient right here changes, okay? And so, all right, so let's go ahead. We got the angle one selected. We got the new layer selected, and let's go ahead and drag this thing across. And I don't know, ooh, wow, okay. So let's start from the middle. So you notice right here, you can increase or decrease the angle. So you can, this little nodes right here where you can actually kind of like add, you see, look what happens there. So this is really cool, and you can actually do some animation here. And if you want to add more, okay, it looks like it's not letting me, but, oh, here it is right here. So if I can add more, you notice how the cursor has a plus sign there? Notice right there? So if I click here, it'll change the color. So at any rate, it's something you want to play with. Okay. Bless you. Okay. And like I said, you can always change it, the type of gradient. So if you click here, you notice that it'll change to an air bubble in biology. You can also change it to this, but nothing as nice as this. That's really cool. All right, very cool. All right, and looks like we're going to have to create a new canvas, but that's okay. This one is called reflected gradient, and I have no idea what that is. So let's create a new layer. Layer, new layer. Okay, and so notice we got 4 layers, okay? Pretty darn cool. And what we'll do is we'll create yet another square. Marching ants here, okay? And this time, let's go ahead and click on the gradient tool. I'm going to go ahead and select this tool right here. Click. And let's see what that ends up with. If I just, ooh, interesting. Okay, so you can actually kind of make this go around a little bit, okay? If you want to add another node right here, you possibly can, and this time, okay, cool. Looks like a nice little ray of laser ray, okay? So, and I personally have never used any of, I've used a lot of radial gradients, a lot of regular gradients. I've never really used this one here on the lower left, but it looks really cool. And then on the right, that's what it looks like over there. So, all right, this looks totally cool, okay? And, okay, so I'll wait for some people to catch up. Okay. guys are doing a good job. Good job. Good work. Some artistic people here. Okay, so let's do this. Layer, new layer, layer, new layer. Okay, so again, another new layer. Now we've got to click the gradient tool. This time, friends, let's go ahead and give the foreground a different color. Let's give it a yellow. Okay, or whatever color you like that makes sense to you. Okay, so now let's click on this icon right here, which is called the diamond. And what I'd like for you to do is just see if you can, let me see. So I'm going to put it right here, and you notice it pretty much takes over everything. So let's do this, everybody. So I'm going to undo it. Let's click on this drop-down menu and go back to basics. And let's click on from yellow to gradient, or yellow to transparent. Let's see what happens there, because, okay, so that's better. See that? So you've got, and unfortunately in order for this to work, you got to create your diamond, create a new layer, create another one, okay? Okay, so you got to create another layer, so create another new layer. Sorry. Choose gradient, choose this, and then there we go. Or what you can do is this, and you don't have to redo it. Just go to the layer itself, okay, and right-click duplicate. Okay, there you go. And then what you can do at this point, use the move tool to move this around. See? At least I think you can move it around. No? I don't know what happened there. Because it's not moving. Or did I select the layer? Okay, so it's not moving. Let me try one more time. All right, well, maybe you have to create it again. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's moving anywhere. So, at any rate, okay, well, it's okay. Just do a couple, and then we're good to go. Because I'm not seeing that it's, I'm trying to make a duplicate, but it's not moving. That's interesting. All right, so we can try one, just a few. And click on the gradient tool. Click again, gradient tool. Okay, right here, then click right here. Okay, so, all right, so I'm learning things alongside you as much as I possibly can. There we go. All right, so if you have something like this, what I'd like you to do at this point is go ahead and screenshot the entire workspace, which includes the layers, okay? So the entire thing that you see up here, and upload it to U11L7, okay? Okay, so copy that, please. Yes. Oh darn! Click on any layer. Click on any layer. There. Like magic. You're welcome. Okay. What do we do for the what? Oh, did I do that? Whoops. No, just add, create a screenshot and add this to the. You don't have to add it to the Google's. Okay, so I see what I did right here. In other words, if you just screen capture and attach it to this Google slide, it'll take care of everything. So you don't have to do any of this stuff here. Okay, and if it makes you feel better, if it's easier for you, just remove all this. Just go ahead and delete, and then go ahead and screen capture. Put in a new slide there and just add it over here. Okay, so I'm going to delete all that. Okay, so I'm just going to add that and do something like that. Excuse me. Okay, well, hopefully that answers your question. Anybody else? Resume. Okay, so we got this guy. First thing you're going to do, if you have your pattern, flatten it. Okay, flatten it. So go ahead and right-click on the hamburger icon again, the funny hamburger icon, and look for flatten layer. Okay, there it is, flatten image. Okay, flatten image, and then you're going to go to Edit, I believe. Okay, so you go to Edit, go down to Define Pattern. Okay, remember that? And let's go ahead and create a new pattern. There it is. Okay, I'm just going to call it Pattern 1. That's all I need to worry about, or whatever it is you want to name it. Click OK. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I found my white T-shirt. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and select just the white area. Which tool to use? Well, you can use the quick selection tool. All right, or you can do this, everybody. If it's in this situation, you've got a solid white background, you can go ahead and use the magic wand tool. Click on the solid. Oh, it won't work. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I lied. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and select this area here, and you notice already. The problem is that the outside has been selected. So I'm going to have to subtract from the outside. So there we go. Okay, so I have to select this tool right here. Now watch what happens when I fill. Edit Fill. And then I'm going to choose Pattern. Now I will do this again, so no worries. I'm going to choose the pattern that I just created using the gradient tool, and look at that. Pretty cool, pretty ugly. I wouldn't buy that T-shirt. Jeez. And what happened was that this pattern is way bigger than this T-shirt. So image size, this pattern is let's say 900 pixels wide. This one's 2000. So I have to do one of two things. Either I get this thing, increase this size to 2000, or decrease this to 1000. I'm just going to decrease it to 1000. Okay, here we go, and then redefine the pattern. So go to File, Define Pattern. I'm sorry, Edit, Define Pattern, and then do Pattern 2. Okay, so I'm going to now Edit Fill, and I know I'm going a little fast, but there we have it. But ugly. Okay. All right, I will do this one more time. Okay, so anybody, like I said, I flattened this. I'm at that point. Anybody need me to go over how to do that? Raise your hand, please, if you need me to go over how to do that. Okay, so if hands are not being raised, I assume you figured it out. So then, basically, you're going to go to Edit. And again, you want to compare the size of the T-shirt to the size of the pattern. They got to be pretty much the same. So I am going to, like I said, the T-shirt is at 900 pixels. This is 1000. Good enough for me. So you can go ahead and select using the magic wand tool or the quick selection tool. Highlight so that only the T-shirt or whatever object you have. Go to Edit Fill. Then we define the pattern. And there we have it. Okay, so it looks just like so. I'm going to go ahead and lower the opacity. All right, if you're done, actually that looks pretty cool. If you're done, I'd like you to screenshot the T-shirt or whatever you did and add it to the slides of this. Okay, so add it to the slide. So add a new slide. and then turn it in. That's all we have to do today. Another announcement I like to make is that we're going to offer Adobe certification. That's going to really be big for finding work, anywhere you go. Even if you're not going to be a graphics person, to be a certified Adobe trainer, that carries a lot of value. So we're going to offer that later on this year. All right, so if you're done, if you need my help, please raise your hand. I'll be happy to go behind you and help you out as much as I can. So,